Microsoft, critically important mega cap tech name, and OpenAI, let's call it the most profound AI company in this generation of AI companies. And basically, what Microsoft is allowing OpenAI to do is sell its products elsewhere. For a long time, they've been tweaking the exclusivity by which Microsoft gets first dibs or first access to OpenAI's tech, and also is a major distribution platform for OpenAI's tech to third parties. So the net result is like OpenAI can now run but also sell its models on any cloud. And you'll note that our colleagues in BI, their main takeaways from this is that Amazon will be a big beneficiary of that decision. But there's also some mechanical stuff. So believe it or not, Microsoft is the biggest shareholder of OpenAI. It has like 27% stake. But for a really long time, it's been paying money to OpenAI as a share of revenue from revenues it generates using OpenAI's tech. That's quite complicated. So that's now ending. And OpenAI is a major customer of Microsoft, even though Microsoft's one of its main investors, and it will keep paying Microsoft to use its cloud services. And that's the net takeaway.
All right, so perhaps this is all kind of in the lead up to OpenAI eventually going public, which is expected to happen sometime this year. I also wanted to get from you this story that we have here about China blocking Meta's $2 billion acquisition of this AI firm called Manus. It's an AI startup. Tell us a little bit more about this and whether this would really get in the way of Meta wanting to acquire this company.
Yeah, I mean, the way to look at it is that it shows China still having power and an ability to assert control over technology that originates from that country. You know, that is the main part of it. Meta wanted Manus to kind of build out their agentic offering because that is what Manus does. It makes AI agents. But, you know, the one reason I suppose this story is so well read on the terminal is that we are just a few weeks away from President Trump meeting with Xi Jinping. And the access to technology in either direction across borders, you know, that has been a point of negotiation, right, in the relationship between these two countries.
Is there any expectation just along that front, Ed, that things will ever get better? I can't see a world where I'd want China to have our best tech. I can't imagine they'd want us to have their best tech. Where are we on that?
The net position of the administration is that they do not want Chinese entities, companies, and other government entities from having access to America's best technology, but that has largely focused on the picks and shovels, the chips that are being used to develop that. The other way round, the export of software from China to US has been a much grayer area. You'll see the other big headline on the terminal is DeepSeek, right, which is a very competent maker of open source models. And so, like, the main takeaway in this sense is that the direction of travel is China trying to cut off access to its own companies from American capital, both intellectual and financial capital, which is, you know, how the president passes that is going to be very interesting to see.